parents were very humble people. They came from Kitla, and my father's family were farmers. And after he had 6 children, he decided that he needed to make some more income. So he immigrated to Bombay and took all of them. And I was the 7th one born in Bombay.
Mary D'Souza was born to Daigo and Milagrena D'Souza on the 18th of July 1933. She was born in the Queen of the Suburbs of Bombay, Bandra. To those who do not know who Mary D'Souza is, she is one amongst the first Indian women to represent India in the 1952 Helsinki Olympics. A task that is maybe small now, but at that time, to a woman, especially of Indian origin, it was considered impossible. By now, we know Mary D'Souza as an Olympian, the recent recipient of the Dhyan Chand Award, India's highest award for lifetime achievement in sports. But what about Mary, the athlete, the Olympian, the hockey player, the wife, student, the mother, and more importantly, the woman? This is her beginning. Mary, the 7th of 12 siblings, was born in a family where sports was a dominating factor. Mary, along with her sisters, were educated at St. Joseph's Convent, Bandra, where she took active part in sports. Mary grew up a bit more sportive than most girls her age, or in the words of her very own father, a little tomboyish.
In fact, I'm sorry to say, but my father was not very happy about me running around like a tomboy used to say. He says, you're a lady, you should be in the house helping your mother with the housework and cooking, not running like a tomboy and playing with all the boys.
Owing this to the fact that she used to hang around a lot with boys of her age, which brought out her passion for sports.
I was schooling in St. Joseph's Convent. Okay. And that convent didn't have big grounds. They just had a...
St. Joseph in Mumbai?
In Bandra.
Bandra.
St. Joseph's Convent. So they were not into sports or anything. But they had only a basketball. At that time they never used to play basketball. We used to play netball in school. Oh. Not basketball. At least basketball we had to play. We could have had more, outside against other teams and this. Netball only convents played, I think, at that time. Okay. So we only had a netball ground. And we never had yearly sports also, but one year we had sports. My sister was in the seniors and I was in the juniors. And what? Marble and spoon race, jumble shoes. And it so happened each section had 2 or 3, 2 games. Like from the 3rd and 4th, 2 games, 5th and 6th, 2 games, 6th and 7th, like that. So she had some stupid thing like that, and I also had some, I can't remember, I think one was jumble shoes, one was marble and spoon, or then we had to touch the wall and run back sort of thing. There was not enough space to, not even 50 meters, So anyway, I won 2 of the silly games, what it was I don't know, and she won 2. So we were known in school as senior champs, junior champ.
She was excellent at sport, and she took part in all our, we used to have an annual sports meet. So she used to be first in everything. She be there. No one could beat her.
She was the best.
She was the best.
Yeah. Then one D'Souza started a hockey team. And they were short of girls to come and play. Those days there were not many girls played, So they said, let's call the champs. So from where to where? Now I never ran in school or anything, nothing else. We had no sports meets even. So they said, let's go. So they came to my house and they said, we are short of players. Will you all come? We said, we don't know how to hold a stick. Don't worry, you come to the ground, we'll teach you. So that's how. And within a week, they put us to play. Now you can imagine what you can learn in a week's time when you're hockey. We didn't know how to hit the ball properly, dribble us out of the question. So what we did, they put me wing. So what I paralyzed both, the left wing and the half. As soon as I got the ball, bang, I had to go hit the ball from there. And that was my first experience, first match of my career. And my sister was put back. So that's how we started. Then we used to go once a week. Saturdays was a school day off. So we used to go and play. And then I picked up hockey. But I didn't know I could run. But I was on the wing. So I used to run and somehow get that ball. So everyone thought, you seem to run quite fast. Why didn't you take part in athletics? So I don't know what athletics was at that time. Like I was more like a country girl. Although I was staying in Bombay, we were like in the convent training. Like we didn't have any exposure.
The St. Joseph's Convent did not have a ground, so Mary would jump over the wall of St. Andrew's, the boys' school, which was next door. Here, she trained tirelessly for hours, and all her effort did not go in vain. As things changed quickly, Mary participated in Asian Games at national level, where her talent did not go unnoticed. The inaugural of the first edition of Asian Games were hosted by India in New Delhi, where Mary won bronze in the 4 x 100 meters relay. Because of this incredible feat, she got the golden opportunity to represent India at the 1952 Helsinki Olympics. At Helsinki, Mary, who competed in the sprints, and Nilima Ghosh, who competed in hurdles, were one amongst the first Indian women Olympians. They may have not broken or set any records, but they were the trendsetters for all Indian sportswomen. This was the first time that India sent 4 women athletes at the quadrennial event, hence making Mary one of India's first women Olympians to participate in athletics. A few years later, Mary became the fastest athlete in India, and thus making her a regular feature in newspapers after the National and Asian Games. The women's athletic team at Helsinki Olympics in 1952 had no coach. In spite of that, Mary gave it her best shot. Mary's achievements and records have all happened on her own merit. She was also selected to represent India at the Melbourne Olympics in 1956, but was unable to go due to lack of funds. At the 1954 Asian Games in Manila, Mary teamed up with Christine Brown, Steffi dsouza and Violet Peters and won the first gold medal for women in 4 x 100 meter relay, clocking 49.5 seconds. She also broke a national record of 12.3 seconds in 1954, making her the fastest Asian runner. She was the Indian record holder from 1950 to 1957 in 100 meter, 200 meter and 80 meter hurdles. As a hockey player, Mary represented India in the World Cups in London in 1953 and in Australia in 1956, playing at the national level from 1950 to 1957. She never had a coach except for the hockey legend Major Dhyan Chand, who trained the Indian hockey team in 1953. She captained the Railway women's hockey team at the Nationals from 1965 to 1967.
We all had great respect for her and we loved her also. And she was a very good coach also for her. She in fact taught us the beginning of, we didn't know anything about hockey, but she taught us we started from the beginning, the Olympic. The railways employed her. And then they started this team. We were all raw. We were not even young at that time, now more than 20, more than 25 also. And then we joined them. It was not very long. We started, it may have been about 5 to 8 years that she taught us.
5 to 8 years?
Yeah, maybe less. I am not very sure. I can't remember. We started late. And then we joined when we were, raw, and then started, and then we played a few games, but we were weak. Our team was really weak because most of us joined when we didn't know anything about the hockey game. We could run, we were athletes and all that, but we didn't know hockey so much. But she coached us. And then we played our first game at 1 KD's. Yeah, that ground was not as it is now. It was a small ground. And we played the Wildcats. But we hopelessly lost because we were not good. But we tried.
She was bestowed with a certificate and memento by the Goa government in 1988 for her great performance and achievements in sports. She also represented India in the 1957 Sri Lanka track meet. Besides, playing hockey for India versus Japan in 1962. Soon after the Olympics, she was offered a job at the Central Railways in Mumbai, where she branched out her career by coaching the men's hockey team. And then she was promoted to the rank of a sports officer.
Yeah, great. Because I know it's not what it is today. The facilities that our athletes get today, the encouragement that they get, the medicines that are provided, the proteins that are given to them, we had nothing then. I'm sure she, even 24 years before me, would have had nothing then, because I know 30 years earlier we didn't get anything at the camps, what are provided. It's just the dedication and the sincerity and the determination that would have taken her on to represent India then. Because I'm sure nothing, like even the training facilities, I don't think would have been what it is today.
As is our athletic meet is going to start now recently, so the students athletic meet, inter-school athletic meet, inter-school. Yeah, when I made an announcement, they said, sir, we are all interested now. There are so many students who have to take the selection, have to see which are the best ones. So that's why I called them over here.
Okay. Because I saw them starting.
Yeah, starting now. After training.
Because they see people kneeling down, they're kneeling down. And they take so long to get up.
To get up, They are, the problem is that we do not have the ground.
Yeah, that's
so
the
you have to come over here. But those
problem.
who have been selected, they'll be told how to go, then how to start, how to go, how to throw.
Okay.
This is just a random selection. So after selection, will be.
But even to the Olympian, family still holds her greatest achievement. Having been married to Salusin Sequeira in 1957, her husband, her children, and their families are what she cherishes more than any of her medals or trophies.
We met at a picnic actually, and so they all used to ask him, how did you catch up with her? She's such a fast runner. He said, I never ran after her, I waited at the tape. So that's how he got me.
Mom encouraged us, my mom and dad encouraged us in whatever we wanted to do. In sports, in athletics, in music or anything, they spared no sacrifice. And I just want to say mom and dad, more so mom, gave us a very, very complete childhood. They didn't spoil us, but everything was there for us. You know what I mean? The best food, the best clothes, the best looks. Yeah, it's a very notable thing. First thing about my mom's sports, okay. Mom said that up to the age of me being in a womb, she being pregnant 5 months, she still played. Yeah, that's an incredible thing. Yeah, for me and also for my sister when she was pregnant. And she thought, well, that is a very good and natural thing. She didn't take of any risk. And she just thought, well, she'd have healthier babies. So that's the way it was. So it was fitness through and through. And our earliest memories, some of the earliest memories is that when our dad would take us, again, of course, we'd go as a family, and mom would be playing. And we'd be cheering her, come on mom, and shoot one more goal and do this and do that. It was a great thing because she used to not take part in athletics then, but with sports, And then she used to represent also the Indian Railways team. So we used to go out with her when she used to represent the Indian Railways team and play in different parts of India, and also go for the scouts and guides camps. Yeah. So from a very young age. And then mom, again, many of my friends have said, I've seen in her own life, was never boastful in what she did. It is a friend of mine, Angela, said, you have to remind her who she is. She's such a great person. And frankly, all this greatness we knew because she's a very noble, very sacrificing, very tough mother. Okay. And again, in her own way, she went out of her way to do a lot of good and social work. Incident I remember, which is so incredible, but just shows how sports is sports and culture is culture, identity is identity, family is family. That's my mother. She was captain of the ladies railway hockey team, and they were playing in Calcutta. I think I must have been 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old, thereabouts. And the railways had to play Goa. And the first half, my mum had shot about 5 goals, 5 out of 7 goals. So the Goan coach came and told my mum, you can't do this, you're from Goa, originally from Goa, and you should not be doing this against the Goan team. So mom said sports is sports, So the next half she just shot 3 more goals. So that's the thing, sports is sports, life is life. Keep the rules of the game, it's a bigger thing, be noble, live and let live, all this kind of stuff comes. Sometimes it's truly difficult to understand, So that's a mind, it's a very big and very broad mind, and it's fair play all around.
My God, you are looking lovely.
Oh, I was so happy I got the cutting and kept it.
Now they're making the documentary.
Reception committee for you.
Don't show surprise. Wait,
It's all right.
smile.
Mary has been my friend from 1950 when she was a runner hockey player. I was nowhere then, but I should just hold the hockey stick for her. What to say?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You can Mary, you just see the vigor. And we were all, playing hockey in those days. But she was leading.
You know what? This special thing was posters. Posters were made in Melbourne, and they were put all over the city.
Oh, lovely. I think we should do the same in Zaligaon. Blow it up. And put one in our club, huh?
Huge posters they made out
in
of this very photograph.
On the 2nd, Gandhi
On the
Jayanti
2nd.
Day. On the 2nd.
I'm coming.
Come.
Yeah, come, no?
On the 2nd.
You're invited.
It was in the camp for the 1980 Olympics, Moscow Olympics, that I first came to know very intimately. We were at the camp in Pune. It was organized by the Pune Hockey Association, and we went there. We were in the camp. We went to some hockey players' house who I wanted to introduce her because she was doing some scouting and she wanted to recruit some youngster, Pune railway station. And I was just looking for a ticket, it was sold out, or rather there were no tickets available. I think it was Deccan Queen. So I saw Mary there coming to Bombay. She asked me, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm trying to come to Bombay, but I have no ticket. Then she said, you come as an attendant to me. She was obviously a gazetted officer of the Central Railway, and she was entitled to one coach or probably a first-class room, cabin, and they are allowed to carry one attendant. So you be an attendant, I didn't mind as long as I could get out of Pune. So
On the 31st August 2013, at the age of 81, Mary's greatest achievement finally arrived. A career in sports spanning over 60 years was finally rewarded and given the recognition she deserved. Mary D'Souza Sequeira was awarded the Dhyan Chand Award, India's highest award for lifetime achievement in the field of sports. This too did not come to her at an easy pace.
Sushri Mary D'Souza Sequeira. सुश्री मैरी डिसूजा सेक्वेरा देश के उत्कृष्ट खिलाड़ियों में से एक हैं और देश में एथलेटिक्स को बढ़ावा देने के लिए विभिन्न हैसियत से सक्रिय रूप से कार्य करती रही हैं। आपने 1951 में नई दिल्ली में प्रथम एशियाई खेलों में भारत का प्रतिनिधित्व किया और 2000 मीटर में कांस्य पदक जीता। आपने 1954 में मनीला फिलीपींस में दूसरे एशियाई खेलों में भारत का पुनः प्रतिनिधित्व किया और आप उस महिला रिले टीम की सदस्य थीं जिसने एक नए एशियाई रिकॉर्ड के साथ 4 गुना 400 मीटर रिले में स्वर्ण पदक जीता। आपने 1952 हेलसिंकी ओलंपिक्स में भी भारत का प्रतिनिधित्व किया। आपने हॉकी में भी विभिन्न अंतर्राष्ट्रीय प्रतियोगिता में भाग लिया। आप भारतीय रेलवे में खिलाड़ियों की भर्ती और कोचिंग के लिए भी उत्तरदायी रही हैं। सुश्री मैरी डिसूजा सेक्वेरा को उनकी जीवन पर्यंत उपलब्धियों और एथलेटिक्स को बढ़ावा देने के लिए योगदान को मान्यता प्रदान करते हुए वर्ष 2013 के लिए ध्यानचंद पुरस्कार प्रदान किया जाता है। सुश्री मैरी डिसूजा सेक्वेरा।
Yes, and it was like such an intense moment, like she getting the award and she was like so happy. She had tears of joy in her eyes and she was like, I don't know how to put it, like I can't explain. She was like so happy, like over the moon to receive the award that was presented by the president. And she was like really happy, and while the president was giving it to her, he was like, take care, it's really heavy, and then he left it. Made them just after the thing, I congratulated and stuff. And then when she was receiving the award, we all stood up and clapped for her. So she was like really touched when that happened. Yeah.
I'm very blessed by having such a grandmother and happy to see her when I'm at quite a good age to remember. And also when we were in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, thank God it happened at an age where I could also go. So I also could know about such a thing. So because she came to know, I also wanted to learn hockey. She had bought for me the stick, and then that time the plastic was on it. So what happened, I asked her if she could do the signature. And when she did it, I had seen the plastic in the way. So when I took it out, the signature also came out. So next time when she comes back, I'm going to ask her if she can put her signature on the hockey stick.
Definitely happy. It's a great thing to be proud about. And as she told her sister Rose, when she got the news, she rang up. His sister Rose is elder to her by about 5 years. She says, Rose, I'm so happy I got this award when I'm alive. She says, most of the people I ran with and played hockey with are dead, you know. Yeah.
The Goa government failed to recognize her earlier for her immense contribution in sports, but this did not deter her belief. After she was awarded Dhyan Chand, at least her hometown, Kitla, Aldona felicitated her with a shawl, a memento, and a promise to name a hometown road after her.
To have in our midst an outstanding sports personality, Mrs. Mary D'Souza Sequeira.
There are a lot of hockey players, a lot of football players who played in Bombay, but who brought reputation and pride to Goans. The Goa government should honor somebody. Even the Neville D'Souza or not honor. I covered the 1975 football national in Goa, Santosh Trophy. Neville was with me. And some of the Goans who played in India were not. I think Fortunato Franco is in Goa, another Olympian. They should honor these people. And that's what I said. Mary deserved the honor, but it came too late. At least it came in her lifetime.
It is a feather in the cap for Goa to have Mary honored with Dhyan Chand Award. Her achievements have made us proud, and we hope her feats will be an inspiration to all our youngsters. While she has already been honored by the central government, her recognition is still due in her own state. It would be a wise decision for the Goa government to name a stadium after her, for a tremendous contribution in sports which led to making Goa and her country proud.